Okay, we're going in here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Getting ready. Happy New Year's, everybody. Happy New Year's, everybody. We got some wonderful people in the chat. Some OGs of the basement. Give me a +1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. This fantastic night to be in crypto. Andrew Russell. This is the Bitcoin Way. Apsis Research. Justin Eubanks. Zach Nasty. Crimson Caravan Company, of course. And Spaceman V and Benny Blue Eyes. Absolutely wonderful to see you all in here. And thank you for joining me. Smash that like on the way in as you may. Yes. Marquez, give us the truth. And man, it's been quite an exciting week in crypto. First of all, I really hope that you guys had an awesome New Year's and Christmas. This is my kiddo, Jasper, being pretty much the cutest thing on the planet. Super excited about the new year and being able to hang out with me and her mama, all kinds, and the big siblings. We had so much fun. So I really hope that you guys hung out really, really hard with the family. Now we're back to the grind time, right? Now it's time to focus back in on the markets. I feel re-energized. I feel recharged. The batteries feel recharged. You go hard and you go fast all day, every day, especially in crypto, keeping up with everything. And it was just really nice to unplug and to focus on the family. Now, here we are. We're right back at it, guys. But, I wanted to just highlight a post that I put up a while ago. Objects in the mirror might be closer than they appear. This is on December 16th for ICP. And, you guys have seen what's going on with ICP. Let me see if I can scoot this thing. There we go. We've all seen what ICP's been doing. It's been pretty fantastic holding ICP over the last few days. I will be looking at that price action, a little bit of my, kind of long-term vision for what ICP is capable of as Bitcoin coils up for one of the most exciting bull markets in crypto and financial history. Arguably human history is as disruptive as the invention of the pen. Being able to communicate technologically and send value from one point to the other and be finalized without an intermediary is one of the most disruptive technological advancements to hit the human race. So it's an exciting time to be alive. I hope you guys are as excited as I am to be in the markets. We'll take a look at the crypto bubbles. Looking pretty good. We have Celestia, absolutely. We're going to be looking a little bit more into Celestia. Got a really good write-up on some of the top tokens to watch for 2024 that I very much agree with. Just off the cuff, we have Rune, Thorchain Rune, Injective, Arbitrum, a lot of really great products. Bonk trying to come back here. Let's see if Bonk might be able to reclaim some of its losses. Bonk, definitely a meme coin that surged hard, but we'll be looking into the rest of the market shortly. Really, what all the hubbub is about. Bitcoin has hit this 45K mark on the heels of a potential ETF approval. I know that we've all been looking at this pretty hard. Just kind of interesting to see that there is a deadline coming up this coming week for the approval to actually be looked at by the SEC. So we're going to see what comes on with that. But beyond that, we have just no communication coming back from the SEC about if they're going to approve this ETF or not. So this is still in decision mode. Very gray area, very tough for people to, make the call yes or no that, there is a Bitcoin spot ETF going to be approved. It's still hard to believe that this is happening so fast in comparison to the gold ETF. There's a lot of waiting around. There's a lot of wondering why a spot ETF wasn't available for gold through its lifespan, here in the United States at least. So seeing the strong push from BlackRock, who is now, as of last week, in concert with Jane Street and JP Morgan, who are named as participants in the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. This is absolutely huge. And it's so insane if you think about what Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan was saying about Bitcoin over the last few months and really years. He's been going after Bitcoin, calling it a complete scam, saying that if he was the government, he would shut it down, right? Come down with the clamps of absolute tyranny. That's what he would do. Yet, in the background, you have him as a participant, or his firm rather, in the BlackRock ETF, which has had many S1 amendments, as of last week and the week before. But Eleanor Terrett, a fantastic source from Fox News, had this to say about it. While the SEC gov is surely unpredictable, it would surprise her if approvals were to happen tomorrow. From what she understands, the current conversations with the issuers, the SEC still has to review all the changes made to the S1s filed on Thursday and Friday last week and still make comments on them. And as I said, there has been no response to those S1 amendments as of yet. If the SEC follows a similar approval timeline for the ETH futures in October, the agency will, after this round of reviews, communicate to the issuers a date that they want a final S1 to be filed and make them effective in subsequent 24 to 48 hours. SEC staff has been off since Friday, so Tuesday or even a Wednesday approval seems tight. But we will see, and you have to keep that in mind. This is all kind of transpiring over the holiday weekend, right? Or holiday week, rather. A lot of people are out, a lot of decision makers are out, but that's the excuse that they'll use to, further push it down the line. And yeah, Nova. I'm going to be looking at Maple. Maple's, it's alive. It's definitely alive. I'm feeling good about it. I talked about Maple Finance on my last stream on the Basement Friday, and I really feel like that one's got some good potential. So I'll be looking at that one as well. But Tom Emmer, love the guy. He had some comments just about the overall kind of mood of trying to be in crypto in the United States. Navigating Gary Gensler's regulatory approach to digital assets is like playing hopscotch in a minefield blindfolded. Isn't that fantastic? And it feels kind of that way, right? They're just choosing random people. Hey, you, get over here. We'll make an example out of you. And, of course, there are bad actors, in this space. I did see something that was pretty disappointing out of Teller, TRB, the token. We looked at it briefly. I think someone brought it up as a Chainlink competitor. So I was checking it out a while ago. Price of Teller crashed from $530 to 151, all while, everything's going amazing for Bitcoin. This happens. This was, it looks like involvement from the team that dumped a bunch of tokens. They deposited 4,211 TRB tokens, equivalent to $2.4 million, following the sharp increase in the price. Community investors were taken by surprise as Tether decentralized Oracle network witnessed an unprecedented surge in its token value, and as a result, numerous leveraged positions were forced to liquidate, leading to significant losses for traders and investors alike. This was brutal to see. So, I just weighed caution. I mean, this is the chaos of the market's beginning, and there's reasons to have oversight, if you have situations like this. So I don't want to bash regulators just because they exist, right? I think reasonable regulation is a nice thing to look forward to. If you're hoping to grow within the crypto sector and you're hoping to really expand to the mainstream public, you're going to have to find those spots of regulatory clarity and at least some reasonable understanding of what is and what is not acceptable. It's a pretty reasonable thing to expect. Haven't been able to come up with those rules so far with Gary Gensler, which is where all the aggravation comes from. It's a pretty straightforward technological advancement to society that the government at large needs to figure out a way to handle, either embrace it and leverage it for their benefit in their crumbling system, or try to ban it. They just try to keep leaving it in this gray area, keeping people scared to make a move. It's similar to the ATF type movements I've seen. Andrew Russell sold my bag of ICP too early. Been waiting for a pullback to get back. God dang, man, I'm sorry. I kind of feel that. Earlier in this year, I'll take a look at the ICP graph just to talk about how I've been dealing with it. Here's just a look at the portfolio. Worst performer Maple so far. We're going to take a look at that. Best performer Link, that. But the thing that's interesting is ICP has really started to take over a big chunk of the value there. And that is some of the beauty of, what I'm doing this time is a lot more risky than just being insulated to Bitcoin and Ethereum. I was insulated to Bitcoin for majority of 2023, opened up the floodgates September 9th and hammered into Link first, and AVAX and ICP as well. Maple I got in at like a $20, $19 price point. So that one is still down by about 20% from my original input level. This is a very old bag of XRP still hanging around. Still trying to decide what the hell to do with that. DAG making a move up. This used to be a 0.5 of my portfolio. Now it's 2%. It's nice to see those little moves. And this is kind of the comparison of unconnecting myself from just the Bitcoin exposure. This gold line right here is actually the Bitcoin price, which essentially would have been the price of my portfolio had I stayed insulated, but decided to break off and take a chance right here. So, pretty risky play, but it's played off so far. Obviously, granted any massive black swan events or, grid down scenarios happen, then a market will crash hard. But, I'm a prepper and I look at all the doom and gloom stuff as much as anyone else that's trying to make a case for a bear market. And really what I feel like is that the markets have just become numb to the horrible news. It's been consistent horrible news, and the markets just continue to keep on ripping. So it's an interesting thought to handle in my mind. Buy the rumor, sell the news. Jonathan Guerrero, I do feel like there is going to be a little bit of sell-off. There's got to be a little bit of sell-off. I mean, it's been, for Bitcoin in particular, here's what we're looking at for Bitcoin. This has been really, really aggressive on the upside. And, ever since basically right here, this is about, October and September. That's, and then most people were trying to look at this as like a head and shoulders pattern. I just saw this as a double bottom, in my hillbilly mind. It's went well since then, but you got to expect some sort of cool down or calm level. But we are really, really, really looking like we're going to be tapping that 48K spot. If you look at historically, 48K was resistance and support quite often. So it's going to be I think that's in the cards. I do have a small trade open on Chainlink right now, Blofin. And actually, I've been waiting for this, move or some sort of big kind of boil up from Chainlink, and as well as Bitcoin for some time here over the last 3 or 4 days. Finally started to move to the upside here, but still nothing much yet. I do expect that, if we have this momentum continued over the next few days for Bitcoin, we'll be looking at a $18, $19 Chainlink. I do expect ICP will probably be revisiting that $15 level as well. Take a look at ICP. That one has definitely been a big focus, and I really feel like there's so many people that poo-poo on ICP. That's half of the reason why I'm bullish on it, is just because of all the haters. But beyond that, it's one of the only projects that's trying to actually put the internet on the blockchain, like a full-on internet infrastructure on the blockchain. Is trying to do a lot. It's trying to do canistered smart contracts to Bitcoin, its own SocialFi networks. It's trying to do a lot of stuff. So even if it catches a piece of it, before I go too far in though, this is another one that I've called out, at the beginning of the month. This is pretty exciting. Metis DAO is really, really, really starting to wake up. I believe it was Thor that I saw post about this on Twitter a month or two ago. Been looking into it, really starting to look like a pretty strong project as we're getting ready to go into the bull market. Really strong community, great tech, and some people that have been really on the money as far as their picks. A couple of them I've noticed follow it, so wanted to give a shout out to that one before I pull up ICP. We'll check this out here. And I had some people hitting me up. They got small bags of ICP that have turned into big bags now. It's an exciting time. It's an exciting time to see this happen. Let's see here. I've always liked ICP. Like this year, actually, I got to kind of pull up more data here. So we go back about, So, the trading spot for me throughout ICP's year or year and a half, the bear market, every time I saw $3 ICP, that was a buy, and I was able to sell this local top here at around $7 just for a family trip I wanted to take. And, then it rode back down, and I, found this, it even hit down to $2.90. But I was able to re-enter my position at about $3.60. I was originally only going to just do another kind of trading move, where it'd be like 4 or 5% of the portfolio overall. My wife, in all of her beautiful, wonderful calls, she's like, no, I really like ICP. You should really go in and really put a stamp on that one, not just a little ripple. So went a lot harder than I originally planned on ICP at 360, and it's paid off amazingly. I know that the feeling of selling off, profits too early hurts when you see it continuing to gain steam. But what I've done is take out my original investment, right? And so everything that's moving for me in the background is, profits. Take out that original investment, and then the remainder moving for me is profits. And that's that's been like cleanest, nicest trade I've taken so far. Also, Avalanche is riding on just profits now as well. ICP and Avalanche I kind of treated the same in that. Link, very old bag, and then a brand new bag that's much bigger than the old bag. Just sitting there. That's a long-term hold. That is my bull market baby. ICP, though, I don't think it's crazy to think that ICP is going to accomplish $100 billion market cap. I know it's scary for people that are, wondering why this ridiculous token is doing so well. And it's, but ICP is trying to do a lot. It continues to work. It's great tech. And, it's a big, big name. A lot of people know it. So, thinking about ICP in the term of $100 billion, kind of crazy, but not really. If you look at everything going on with the SEC, spot ETFs for Bitcoin, the market's got a good potential to cook into that 7 trill or beyond level. And with that, I see a lot of projects having that chance to grab that $100 billion spot. And that'd be like the top 15 in that type of situation. ICP would be 16x in at $225 from its current position if that were to be the case. So, dang, that would be some moves right there. And, I think that's going to leave a lot of people pretty shocked. A lot of people go off about how it's, got this infinite supply. They don't realize that every time you want to build on it, you have to burn ICP. It's got a built-in, deflationary mechanism to go along with the tokenomic design. And, it just kind of drives me nuts to see people from, Solana ecosystem try to throw shade at ICP when it's like, there is a massive, massive problem with Solana paying transaction fees with $100 million of minted out of the air tokens every month, right? No one wants to bring that up. Solana will pump. I'm not saying it's not going to pump, but I'm saying, don't throw stones from a glass house, right? Like this just doesn't make sense. And I don't hate Solana. I think it's going to pump. I think it's going to do well for people. And when it runs, it works really good. People love it for NFTs. So grab some bobs to hold. Bobs bouncing. Maybe I'll check in bobs in a 75x short on ATV, 25x long on Caspa. Wow, Crimson sending it. Holy cow. God dang, man. Yeah, I saw you were pretty close in the trading competition last week. Now, this is just, Vitalik Buterin, he had some, reminiscence, some sadness last week about how far Ethereum's fallen from its actual decentralized nature of what he wanted to build upon. And it, here's his released updated roadmap for Ethereum. Just, quite mangled, quite complex. This is, he's come up, and this is the process, he's had to lay out, he's trying to please a lot of different people. I think that's the problem for some people is they get kind of, they have big hearts. They want to just help everyone and get pulled 100 different directions. I think that it just kind of feels like that type of situation. He wants to please OFAC, but then he wants to please the open markets and everything like that. And, with the macroeconomic environment that is out right now, I can understand the problem and the pressure that he's under. Drew, do you think we'll have another cycle, or is this it? Ryan, I do think that we're going to have another cycle, but likely what we'll probably see is this cycle, kind of shock a lot of people, because this ETF, it's shocking me still that this BlackRock is so vehemently pushing for this. BlackRock, mind you, has a 99% approval rating on its requests, right, within ETFs. I've had to digest the fact that it is actually coming. If this cycle actually does accomplish that 7 trillion to 10 trillion level, I think that we're going to see a little bit calmer, harder to move, higher number, if that makes sense. So Bitcoin would be, much more than it is today, but, it could be the time where we don't get those juicy pullbacks if institutions and these gargantuan, companies and potentially even nation states are holding this asset and they're not dumping, during the, bear market. Just a potential. It will probably have the same overall design, but just less steep of movements. That kind of takes away the excitedness about it for me. Rather, I guess other people like it being more stable. I like more aggressive kind of downswings, chances to get in really cheap. We do have the potential, again, beyond what if we get turned down on the SEC ETF, right? There are things going on in the world that could potentially push prices down momentarily very heavily. We have this coming out, Dump Watcher. U.S. 1-month T-bills yield has just skyrocketed 13% in a day. 13%. Just as Bitcoin prices have shot up at the same time, short-term T-bill spikes, usually a sign of financial entity of size, systemic size blowing up. And this is the U.S. government begging buyers to come in and hold T-bills, cooking it up 13% in a singular day. That's like a meme coin. And to say that it happened on TBill Yield, insane. There must be something happening in the background that kind of got a fire under their butt, right? Well, you're sure right. There is. We have this Mind Your Biz, friend of the channel. I like Mind Your Biz. I think he's a cool guy. Just crying. I cry with him often. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Egypt, Iran, and Ethiopia have officially joined BRICS as of the start of 2024. So there you go. There it is. This technological arms race of nation states. BRICS does plan on backing their currency with crypto. They've outwardly said this. So this is the fun that comes in. Now the United States and Congress and the SEC, though they want to stamp their feet in the ground and retain massive amounts of control, it looks like the rest of the world is trying to move on without them. Do they meld and try to, communicate with this new financial system being built parallel to the world reserve currency? Or do you go to war over it for 10, 20 years, right? That's the question that we're faced with. What has our country done in the past? Well, go ahead and look for yourself and you'll figure out what my opinion about where things are headed are. And of course, we got this, the mainstream media got to always scare everyone. I think this black swan is just so played out. This is so 2020, bro. Experts say a new COVID strain will cause a global heart failure pandemic. Yeah. They're just trying to see what sticks at this point. Might be all the jabs, just saying. So we have all that going on. But for altcoins, what kind of altcoins are we watching? I meant to get back to Manawak. He was asking me about 10 coins to have for 2024. Great question. It's going to be on the top of everyone's mind. Well, here's at least 5 that I feel really great about. So I'll take a look at this, get your guys' opinion. Let me know in the comments down below, what are the coins that you are most bullish on for 2024? Well, let's dig in here. So crypto experts have identified for 2024 the top altcoins: Arbitrum, Optimism, DYDX, due to their potential in the crypto market. Other top picks include Celestia TA token for its modular structure, Thorchain for cross-chain liquidity, and FracShare in the DeFi space. And this is a killer list. And I agree that every single one that they listed is going to be a very strong contender. So here are the top 5 altcoins for 2024. According to Miles Deutschner, I make fun of his name often, but he's got some great insight, puts out some great picks, and good account. So if you get a chance to follow him on X, top 5 picks encompass a variety of altcoins, each with unique strengths and potential growth catalyst. Arbitrum, Optimism, of course. We know all about the layer 2s, all of the TVL and DeFi moving in, and Optimism obviously building for base and potentially even Binance chain. So we also, DYDX, another one of its choices, stands out for its role in decentralized exchange narrative. TJ in Discover Crypto, and TJ, he's been really, really big on this narrative being a dominant factor for this coming bull market, and it seems to be boiling to fruition right in front of our eyes. Its impending move to its own chain on Cosmos and a strong fee generation capacity totaling $36 million over 180 days positions it as a lucrative investment option. Good looking chain there. And then we also have Celestia. Now, Celestia, third pick, all about, oh my God, when is this thing pulling back? Where can we get in? Holy cow, right? It's been ripping for a while. I was talking about it as a strong project when it was $2. It was low on my list of to-dos, and here we are. My God, it's been ripping ever since. So let's take a look at this chart here. Really, this is the month. You're not looking at missing out on too much. I mean, it's up 100% over the month, obviously, but that is showing some chop, some leveling out, some support level here that is building up. So really all I'd be hoping for is about a $12 TIA token. That is looking like a pretty strong shelf that it's built up for itself. Did not fall back into the $9 realm, which is what I was extra hopeful for. And basically, it's just been ranging between $12 and $14 for some time. So this is actually pretty relieving to see a shelf being built like that in just a pocket of a reasonable entry point, right? Don't want to be buying jackknife upward candles. But you also, don't want to be buying something that has no floor. So Celestia looking strong on the price action. And I just had to look at that while we're on the fly. We'll keep looking at this Thorchain rune. This one I've been talking about for a very long time, but it feels like it's been about a year, for its cross-chain liquidity. And this is just, directly swapping assets like Bitcoin and Ethereum. That is increasingly on the demand. As you see, the claws of governments around the world continue to try to clamp down on people. People will continue to find strong options for decentralized swaps. That's where Rune came into play. Yeah, it's going to get, some guff from these agencies as it operates, But I mean, this is the nature of crypto and the uncontrollable beast of this technology. And you're seeing it unfold right in front of your eyes. These countries and all these talks about, clampdowns on regulation. They don't move fast enough. They don't move fast enough in comparison to these projects and their growth and their technological advancement. That's the beauty of the private sector. So it's absolutely beautiful. Let's see here. Random thought. Do ICP maxis identify as juggalos and drink Feo? They should. No, they don't, though. Very, very unfortunate. Whoop, whoop. I might try to get that started. Shout out to ICP. And lastly, on this list, Frax Share, FXS, top on Deutschner's list. Multifaceted approach, including a lending protocol, upcoming layer 2 chain, and a strong team behind it. Frax Share, comprehensive investment for DeFi, and the lending portion of the DeFi being operational and solvent. That's the key thing. That's why I was feeling so good about Maple, is because they came out of the overall bull market and bear market with a clean bill of health. They didn't arbitrage. They didn't, go insolvent from over leveraging themselves. They kept it reasonable. Now they're working with Circle as being a lending protocol for them. Fracture up in that same realm. May as well take a look at Fracture just to do some armchair look at this thing, because we talk about it a lot, and I know it's been brought up on our channel for its use case and why it should exist. Here is the price chart overall. Really not a bad spot here. So beginning January 2021, that's the beginning of your data set, and showing just a nice curve. This is a very wide cup, but very, very nice curvature on this graph over the past year, gearing up for a good move. Now, yeah, it would have been great to get some for $5, $5.20 here. It's only at $9.15, so that one hasn't left the stables necessarily yet, but it has been mentioned countless times by people that have very, very strong focus in DeFi, and seeing DeFi and decentralized exchanges, all these moves against the clamps of government entities trying to stop transaction on crypto. It's teenager syndrome. These people are going to want these systems. And they're going to create them. They're going to source them out, and they're going to succeed. You can't regulate them all. You just can't. They don't have the infrastructure to. That's the beautiful part about this. Seeing these different countries develop their own, companies or companies coming out of different countries with their own focus and kind of their idea on how crypto could work. And it's a worldwide internet experience, right? So, quite a time to be alive. Fracture, good entry point, good chance here for what I'm looking for. And yeah, the rest of the portfolio here, Constellation DAC, deviled up from the entry point. Really just not a bad week, up 17% on the week. Gorilla Token, chaotic little meme coin I got, basically just above entry point. That's just a weird hold. Some Stellar I forgot I held, but the main portion, these three. Then it gets into the kind of riskier, smaller plays. But that's something I wanted to do this cycle, is start very, very focused. I started obviously very focused in Bitcoin, moved to Chainlink, then Avalanche and ICP, then moved a smaller bag into Maple. But it is time that I'm looking at, different projects that potentially even like Injective, right? I've liked what the price action on Injective doesn't leave me much entry point. I'll check that out just while I'm on the fly here. Because I really did like Injective when I was checking it out. It was like a month ago. TJ has been talking about this thing forever. I just noticed this nasty wake up call. Started to get more interested in it, and of course it is jackknifed up. This thing's been nuts, up 2,900% on the year. But again, nice healthy shelf. It's building up here. Best I can hope for on entry points is around $30. Crazy to think, man, this thing, I remember talking about it, $19, $20. Life comes at you fast in crypto. That's the exciting part about it. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, and then DPIN. We're going to see this DPIN narrative. I've been seeing this pop up. This is just decentralized physical infrastructure networks. We have this guy, Hercules DeFi, given some DPIN projects. We can start kind of the research process on. And it just is basically a physical resource network, digital resource network separated. And we have this. I want to go into this because this is kind of a nice layout of it. You have all of your file and storage projects within this realm, all your computing networks. You got Render in there, Flux, Lithium. A lot of really, really good projects listed on this kind of overscope here. You have the graph, as chaotic as it is, the graph's going to be a mover. It's just within the AI narrative. It's a low-hanging fruit. It's available on Coinbase. BitTensor, very, very strong technologically. This is one that I'm watching as well. But it has projects like the 5G network of Helium, right? This one, it's been down, but it's trying to come back. And this is the real juice in DePIN is these geospatial networks. And I see that, this is a kind of a cool tweet because it gives a bunch of different ones. You can see all their different approaches. Hive Mapper, we've looked at a little bit, Spexigon. So again, I've got to bring this stuff up immediately when I see it. And then as I weed through the BS, kind of call out the weirdness. So far, it's like, it feels like one of those things where it's like Solana shoes, right? We all thought we were going to be making, $300 a day walking on shoes for Solana. Short-lived, right? Same with BAT token. We thought we'd make $100, using the internet. Short-lived. It lasted for a little bit. Lithium is gold. Yeah, lithium does look good. I wonder how the lithium chart looks. I believe we even had how to mine lithium on the channel here. Let's see here. I'm going to pull this up. There's too much. That's too much. Too many things. Yeah, lithium, it definitely has not woken up yet. Let's see. This is the right here. It is. This is the right one. It's shaving off a little bit. We'll see if it holds us 91 cents. It's at 93 cents, and the last kind of stubble it had was at that level, and that's actually where it launched at. So kind of interesting to note. And in general, this is only back to the beginning of 2022, so 2 years of data. Not too much data on this, and really not an exciting time in the crypto market. So that graph kind of doesn't mean much to me. It's more about the market cap on this one. $59 million market cap for it so far. Circulating supply, very low. You got to watch that, but it doesn't have a bad schedule. And mining, the mining crowd absolutely loves this thing. So pay attention to that. If they love it, it's going to be used. Even if you hate them, they're using it. Yeah, it's happening. Life comes at you quick. But it's been an exciting, wonderful, wonderful weekend in crypto. I really, really hope that you guys are staying focused right now. This is the time frame where a lot of people think, it came and gone, and it'll probably slow down and come back down all the way back down to 20K Bitcoin, and I'll have 20 cent to Cardano. This is the time where we need to be looking at the best upcoming projects. I feel like, what projects already existed and that had strong communities we were hounding into over the last few months, and now I'm looking at the ones that are new, lower market caps, higher upside potential. Kind of got the baseline blocks built of my portfolio. Let me know in the comments down below as well what your portfolio looks like. Floated the idea of maybe looking at some portfolios, but really I want to get some call-ins set up for the basement. Might be a chaotic idea, but I want to have the ability for you guys to call in to the basement. Let me know what you're focused on, what your main bullish case for your top coin is. Would be cool to chat about it. I think that's something that'd be really fun to do. So, if you can, hit the like button on your way out. Send this stream out to the internet, man. I need to do a much better job of getting people onto my X account here. So I'm going to show you. Make sure to follow me on Twitter or X at Druth Crypto. This is my little Facebook. I don't pay for the thing. Maybe I should start doing that, but just getting this account going. You can find all my picks, all my stuff that I'm looking at here, all my trash talking against regulators, and I ask questions. This is a tough question. Will Hex and Pulse ever have an escape pump in 2024? That is a serious question. I don't hold any Hex, but it bothers me a lot. And I think the reason why it bothers me a lot is because it was just called like a sacrifice. You must sacrifice yourself. It just looks that way, like, looking from afar. Hex does not look well. So let me know in the comments as well what you think about that. Will they get an escape pump? If you do see the escape pump, my God, I'd be running. But I get aggravated with price action of things like XRP. So, some people are there for the absolute chaos, and maybe some of them like the punishment. I don't know. But, thank you guys for joining me on tonight's broadcast. I am going to be watching out for 48K on Bitcoin. It's a pretty exciting time in the markets. I'll be leaving this long open on my Chainlink call just to see how far I can go with it. Really hasn't moved much yet, so got in around 550. So we'll see what happens with that. Just gotta risk it for the biscuit. Can't get lucky if you ain't at the fair, as they say. So hope you all are doing wonderful. Take care of each other. I'll see you tomorrow from Discover Crypto. Smash that like, and I'll be seeing you real soon. Take care.